Hey everybody, Hank here, Hank Snow Outdoors. Do a quick little video here for you. I'm going to tie up this is a bladed jig that I have made. This is a spinnerbait hook. I believe it's a 4/0. This is the sparkie head in a junebug color. So we're going to do like a junebug chatterbait with some bucktail and some other feathers and things. So let's start. I got some 210 denier flat wax nylon, black. So we're going to get some of that on a base coat here. We got our little base coat down here. Now for the tail, I'm going to use black bucktail, just to kind of get a little tail action here. Just get a little piece of that off. And with bucktail, you want to get the short fibers out of it. So we're going to get these short fibers. Now I'm going to get it more towards the back. I don't want it too long. Yeah, I don't want it too long because I am going to use trailer on this, and this will take a weed guard. So get a couple of these short hairs. I'll trim this off. Let's put this on. Just gonna get a couple little wraps, and then we're gonna work it around our hook. Try to distribute this evenly as possible. Put a little light on here. And that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and go up with our thread to the top, and then we're going to come back down. Okay, so we got our bucktail in, looking pretty good. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some flash, and on this one I've got some purple tinsel flash. So let's get a piece of that and get that in. And I only need a piece. Because we're going to take this flash here and we're going to fold it in half. So we'll have some equal measurements on both sides. If I can get it to do that. Alright, I think I've corralled it, and I haven't. Alright, so we got some flash here. Try to even it out best I can. Hang on one second here. Let me turn this fan off. Alright, so now we got our flash. Let's get this tied in. I'm going to put it, towards the back of this. Give it a wrap or two. And now I've got the other piece. And all I'm simply going to do is just cut the end. And then put this on the other side. Alright, we got the flash in, and we can get a couple little long, so we'll give it a little trim. Alright, so we got some purple flash in here now. And the next thing we're going to put in is some feathers, but I'm going to use something a little different here. Yeah. What I have here is this was off a boa that we had for a birthday party, and it had all these feathers left over. So what I'm going to do is take this and I'm going to palmer it in. So I don't need all this. So we'll trim that off, peel off a little bit, and we're going to tie it in from the front here. So let's get this in, go up to the front, and then we're going to pull this and palmer this in. And what this is going to do is give us some different kind of fluff. A little bit more action. Now this is going to be moving anyway in the water, but I just want a little bit more movement in there. All right, so now we got that. Okay. That came out okay. I like that. Let's trim that off. Come up some with my thread. All right, so we got this in, we got our flash in. Okay, and now I have some barred strung neck hackle in purple. So I want to take a couple pieces of this. Maybe one if I can get a nice long one. There we go. All right, so we've got another nice long one. This one I'm going to strip down and trim that off. And the same thing, I'm going to palmer it up, wrap it basically around to the top. And this is just going to give it a little bit of different look. Kind of peel these back a little bit so I can wrap it around. I'll tie that off. It's just a different, it's a little darker color than the boa material that we put in. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to put another one in. Yeah, let's do this right here. So we're going to wind up doing 2 of these feathers. Same thing, we're going to wrap this around. And catch it. Now if you have hackle pliers, that would be excellent for doing this, but I've got what I wanted. I cut it off. And now we're going to just kind of tie this off. You're going to have maybe 1 or 2 little strung feathers there, but we'll take care of them here in a minute. Yeah, just take those scissors and will trim them well. Alright, so now let's build a little bit more of our head, and then we're gonna finish this off. Alright, so now I've got my black bucktail, I've got some purple flash in there, I've got that boa, and it's not marabou per se. It has a little bit of that consistency in it, but it's not a marabou, it's just a boa feather. And then I've got the wrap with the neck hackle. Alright, so we got that, so now let's go ahead and tie this off. Get some wraps in there. Tie that off. And we're going to whip a little bit more, just a couple more turns. Okay. Alright, we've got that. We're going to basically done. Drop our thread in the trash can. That's nice. And there we got it. So let's take this out. Show you. It's going to get a weed guard. Got a spot in there for the weed guard, so we're going to put a weed guard in it. You don't have to put a weed guard in this, but we're going to. So you can see we've got our black bucktail, our flash, our boa feather, and then our neck hackle wrap in there. And that's just going to give a nice little when you moving it, and even if you want to drop it and stop it, it's going to flare out a little bit. So it's going to give it a little bit more. It's a little bit different than the silicone, obviously. It's hair, but I think it works really nice, and it's going to do a good job. So I'm going to put a weed guard in this, but I'm basically done with it. And again, this is a spinnerbait hook, 4/0, that I put in a sparkie mold, and I used a wire form so I can put my blade right on the front. But there you go. There it is. I hope you like it. Please like, subscribe, share, comment on the video. We're going to get some more stuff like this, plus some other things. Hopefully I can get out fishing and get a couple more fishing videos for you soon. But I just wanted to get this out here to you so you can see it. I hope you like it. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Have a good night.